Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? Alright, so April is gone, it is done, it is now May, and that is fabulous because that means that school is almost over, it is almost summer, and I'm so excited because you guys all know what that means. That means that soon we are just going to have an abundant amount of time to read as many books as we want, and it's going to be great. But for now, we have to stick it out. We still have that little chunk of time left, and it's hard, I know, but we can do it. Together, we can get through this, we can do it. But anyway, another month has passed and you guys know what that means. That means that today I am going to be sharing with you guys all of the books that I read in April. And I would say that April was a good reading month. If it were up to me, I would have read more books than I did. I read 3.5 books, which is not that great, but it is the end of the school year. Everything's kind of piling up right now. A plus is that every single book that I read in April, I gave 5 stars to and I thoroughly enjoyed. So that makes it a good reading month. Anyway, enough chit-chatting. Why don't we just go ahead and get into the books that I read in April. Starting off with my personal favorite book that I read in April, I read The Winner's Kiss by Marie Rutkowski. Oh my lord. Anybody who has also read this trilogy and has heard me talk about it knows how excited I was for this book. Oh my gosh, you guys. How do I even express my feelings for this book? Because it's always hard to express how I feel when a series or a trilogy comes to its end. It's like bittersweet. On one hand, this book was amazing and everything I could have imagined it to be and more. On the other hand, I am devastated that this trilogy is done. All I can say is that I hope Marie Rutkowski comes out with a new series or trilogy or just book soon because I need more. For those of you who do not recognize this cover at all, The Winner's Kiss is the 3rd book in the Winner's trilogy, and the first book is called The Winner's Curse, and it looks like this. You may have seen it before. It's a pretty popular fantasy book. I've talked about it a lot on this channel, but for those of you who don't know what it's about, I will give a brief summary. So The Winner's Curse is a fantasy book. However, it does not have any magic in it, which makes it unique for fantasy. And it follows a girl named Kestrel, who is the general's daughter. This book kicks off with Kestrel being a little bit of a rebel child, and one day Kestrel is out in the village with her best friend and she ends up going to a slave auction. At this slave auction, she spontaneously decides to purchase a slave boy. This slave boy is our second protagonist. His name is Aaron, and this book follows the story of Kestrel and Aaron and this forbidden and scandalous relationship that spurs between these two characters. The Winner's Kiss was the 3rd and final book in the Winner's trilogy, and I thought the ending was perfect. I felt satisfied when I finished it. I mean, there was still that part of me that wasn't satisfied because I'm like, I just want more of this. If you guys are interested in seeing me do a book talk on this trilogy, let me know in the comments below and I will definitely do that in the future because we could definitely get a discussion going about these books. There's a lot to talk about with these books. Next, I read a book that some of you may remember me raving about. I read this book in a total of 3 hours. Started and finished it. 3 hours, and yeah, I was an emotional mess, like a wreck. It destroyed me. This book destroyed me. That lovely book would be Stolen by Lucy Christopher. Oh, Stolen, the things you do to me. Stolen just basically grabbed my heart and then twisted it and then broke it apart and then threw it in the trash. That's basically what happened with this book. Not to turn you off from this book because it was really amazing and incredible and I loved it. Basically, this book crushed my soul, but in a good way. I promise. I did do a book review on this recently, so I will leave a link to that in the description so you guys can go and check that out if you want to hear me go into more depth about it. This book follows a girl named Gemma, and this book kicks off with Gemma and her parents in the Bangkok airport where Emma is tragically kidnapped. She is kidnapped by this mysterious young man by the name of Tai, who she has never met, knows nothing about, but he seems to know a lot about her. She wakes up and she finds herself in the middle of nowhere in the hot desert in the middle of Australia. No idea how she got there. What's really unique about this book is that there are only 2 characters throughout the majority of this book, which is Gemma and Ty. Some people might find that concept a little bit strange, but trust me, that is the best part about this book. What makes this book so special is the fact that it is so heavily based on character dynamics and the growth and development of these two characters. I simply was transported into this book, and once I was in it, I could not get out. It is one of my favorites now. I added it to my favorites list on Goodreads, which I don't do for that many books. If a book is going on my favorites list, it is special. I really, really enjoyed it. So that is telling you guys a lot. I loved this book. I think it is a masterpiece. I think that everybody should read it. Like I said, I go into a lot more depth about this book in my reviews, so the link will be in the description. Go and check that out if you want to hear more about it. Next, I have a book that I have had my eye on for a long time, and I'm so glad that I finally decided to read it because it was so awesome, and I don't know why I didn't start it earlier. It is so good, you guys. And that would be Shadows by Paula Weston. Now, funny enough, this is another Australian book. I don't know what's up with me and Australian books this month, but I don't know, they're really good, so maybe I should just start reading more Australian books. This is an angel book, which is very exciting because I have not read an angel book since I read Angel Fall by Susan E., which many of you guys may know is one of my favorite books ever. It is so good, and ever since I finished the Angel Fall trilogy, I've been craving another good angel book, and this hit the spot. This is also classified as a new adult book, which is really cool because I think that this is a great book for either young adult readers or adult readers or those people that are awkwardly in between like me. It takes place in Australia, and it follows a girl named Gabby who is in mourning because she recently lost her twin brother. To top it off, she has been having these strange dreams where she is fighting alongside this young man who is an angel, and together they are fighting and killing a bunch of demons. One night, Gabby is at a bar with her friend, and who does she see? She sees the boy from her dreams. That is all I'm gonna say. Things happen. There are angels. It gets crazy. There's a lot of action. There might be a romance. I don't know. This book starts out kind of weird. Like, the beginning I thought was a little bit weird. I think, like, after you get through like 20 pages, it gets so good and you can't put it down because the action is just literally every single page. There's just action, action, action. I loved it so much that I jumped straight into the sequel. And the sequel is called Haze, which I don't actually have the hard copy of yet. Right now I'm reading it on my Kindle, but I am going to get the hard copy soon, and already it's so good, and I just know that I just am going to be obsessed with this series because I can't stop reading it. More people should read these books. I know that you guys will love these books, so definitely go and check them out. All of the books that I mentioned today will be linked in the description down below. Those are all of the books that I read in April, so I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know in the comments below if you have read any of the books that I've talked about today so we can get a discussion going and we can talk about them. Also, let me know how many books did you read in April and what was your favorite book. With all of that being said, I think that it is time to wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys all enjoyed. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. I hope that you all go and have yourselves a fabulous day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!